a call to sit in with the big band today. I'm gonna do it. In downtown Suisun. I'll be playing some jazz.
Instrumental saying, ain't no way.
1, 2, 1, 2.
So we're going to have a look at this older constructed building, which is possibly 1850s, as what they say. And I've noticed something about this building. And I think this building was hit by some sort of electrical current. And I'm going to show you why, I think. So you'll notice the grout patches go in lightning-shaped Lichtenberg structure. And it's interesting. But up here, up in the top of what I'm calling the strike, you can see that the bricks bulge. They change shape. And I'm going to back up, and maybe it'll be a little more obvious. But the rest of the wall was fantastic, except for here. And at the end, there's a raised section between each of the built out. Looks like a lot of it's been taken apart and changed. So it looks like this area here, which is, people have just, they threw mortar on it. It's just spattered, you know. But so go into the wall and you can see where the composition of the brick has changed, and the mortar has turned into powder. It's turned into powder. And the brick seems to be missing some pieces. More hollow, just crumbly. Not strong brick, but the surrounding seems to have split faced apart, and then the further you get away from it, then it returns to the harder brick. But on the front of the building, look at this. How would that happen? Sand. And then someone threw this stuff all over it. Looks terrible. But the front of the building, this is one of the older buildings in Suisun apparently. So the edge column is iron, as is the next one, and the next one, all the same composition and have the same detailed trim on top. But this building has been converted into 3 separate businesses. So you can notice the front of the structure, which this was all brick detail, and so this has had a spattering of some sort of a plaster, and it like an interior acoustic ceiling texture, popcorn ceiling, and then just painted. So now it's super boring, and I hate it. But let's look at this piece of iron that took a hit. This seems to be a discharge point. If this building got hit, and if there's anything connected to electricity and the iron core structure of the building, which is completely integrated to the foundation. So look here. Okay, so this is cast iron, and there's an opening here where this thing is completely exploded. So this is cast, and then inside it's directly set over the brick core. And there's again some designs, noteworthy designs on each of the iron pieces. So the front of this building has a wooden storefront. This next one, shattered iron on the bottom, maybe at ground, right? Shattered at ground. and it's got a running split, the entire thing. Okay, this one here seems to be the start of a different building, and this one has these carved, intricate bowl faces and heads set into the building. There's two of them at the Pioneer Market. The other one. Then it transitions to another different composition of brick altogether. It's something weird. But this section here was originally a large opening, and you can see the girder. You can see the header, which is made of iron, and it has the rivets, and it runs the entire opening. And just measuring from the sidewalk, which we know is not the original height, maybe I'll take that back. This appears to have granite stones at the bottom, but this was a large entrance, and it's about 12-14 feet overhead. So we'll go around the side of this building, and there's quite an interesting entrance. Quite interesting. Huge entrance, and inside, super dirty glass. Really dirty. But there are there's brick arches and very thick walls that are the internal of this structure. Across the street has some failing plaster revealing the brick. You can see all the detail. Of course, these were all brick arches. And this building continues on. And I'm going to continue on, because there's a couple more interesting ones. And these doors are huge. They're huge doors. Okay, so this is a Masonic Lodge, number 55. So the iron construction, very large original door, and comes to the end of the building, and we see some of the components of the old wall. Let's look at some of the details together. Large granite keystone. Now I see a change. I'll get back to the other ones. From dark to lighter color. Like maybe the top part of this was off and restored or repaired later. Okay, let's get back to these details. Both sides same. So we have a large granite block with the circle and a dot in the middle, depression. Another keystone at a window arch. And some interesting stained glass work. Something missing, and then the iron girders at the bottom, which would have accommodated much larger doors than we see now. Main Street, Suisun. This is modern construction. So we got not even flat. You see the shadow is terrible, and that is not actual brick. It's what's referred to in the trade as a mini brick. So they're only about 1/2 of an inch thick, and they're installed like tiles and grouted and these are actual L-pieced outside corners, so not structural, not solid, just made of junk. So people they build these what they build to suit lease. You just build whatever you want inside, and when this place doesn't make money anymore, someone else buys it, they tear it all down and make something else. But just not attractive. Not attractive. Still on Main Street, Suisun. Just looking at some of the details. This date could have been added at any time. And there's fantastic detail in the brickwork. So it's intricate and precise. Recessed detail. Interesting inverted arc, chevron arch. And then down the front, we notice again it's the iron construction on the opening. So this is heavy iron, completely top to bottom. And this one here actually happens to be standing on a foundation of large cut granite stones. Very large. I don't know if there's anything below, but probably. So that was a door for giants again. And then coming to the end of the first block at the corner of Main and Sacramento, Suisun, and we have another large, interesting opening. This again is all plastered over and painted, and it is currently a beauty salon with really high ceilings. Old Town Suisun. Just did a quick one. Had a nice afternoon. See you again.